Hello, I'm Aaron Gemmel, and welcome back to the Hot Seat Sports Talk. It's been a while, but we're back. We have BJ Cunningham, former Michigan State wide receiver, and played for Miami Dolphins, Philadelphia Eagles, and is now with the CFL. So without further ado, let's get those intro credits rolling, and let's get this show started. Sports fans out there, welcome to Hot Seat Sports Talk, season 6, episode 2. It's been a month, but we're back, and I'm here with wide receiver BJ Cunningham of the CFL's Montreal Alouettes. BJ, thank you so much for joining us today.
Well, thanks for having me, bro.
No problem. So to start off in your college career, before I get to Michigan State, did you receive any offers come out of high school, like from different schools, and did you visit those schools, and were you considering going to another school than Michigan State, and what made you choose Michigan State?
I didn't have like too many big schools. I had like some MAC schools, like Miami University. That was my first offer, Miami University. I had Toledo, Akron. My first visit was Toledo. And then my second visit was actually when I met Coach D in Cincinnati. I was actually like gonna schedule a visit there. Then I went to school one day and my coach was like, "Yo, what are you gonna do? Coach D'Antonio went to Michigan State." I was like, "What do you mean?" And I found out. I was like, "Oh." So I texted him. I texted because I remember I went to Cincinnati and I was talking to Coach Treadwell while I was there, and they offered me a scholarship while I was at Cincinnati. So I was like, but I was still wanting to go visit and see. So I was like, shoot, let me text. So I texted Coach Treadwell, who was the offensive coordinator and receiver coach at the time at Cincinnati, and when he got to Michigan State, same thing.
Right.
So I texted him like, "Hey man, you guys still got any scholarships available?" Like he was like, "Oh yeah, we'll set up a visit. I'll come out to your school and visit you and your family and all that." So I just sent a text, and they came to Ohio, came to my basketball game, and then we scheduled a visit. He met my mom, met my teachers, make sure I guess I was whatever, and then scheduled a visit for me to go up and meet Coach D and go on campus. And then Coach D offered me a scholarship. I took it right there. I ain't even
no hesitation, just took it.
No hesitation. I took it right there. I came home with a scholarship.
That's awesome. Awesome.
It was great.
That's awesome. So you're redshirt in 2007. And then 2008 you're redshirt freshman. And that season in 2008, you guys went 9-4, made the Capital One Bowl, lost to Matt Stafford's Georgia Bulldogs in that game. But ultimately in that season, what did you take away from your freshman year?
Really, I took away that I can play this game at this level. Like, because mind you, going into college, I didn't start playing football until I was like I didn't play varsity football until I was 17.
Really?
So so me getting to Michigan State, that was my second year playing football. So of course I was gonna be competitively. I was mad, but I wasn't ready to play football. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that year, Scout redshirt, me and Kirk, that was like one of my best. I got to learn the game. So me being redshirt, it helped me so much. I got to learn about football. I had to learn about two linebackers blitzing. Oh, I got to cut my route off early or short. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know that when I first got to school. I was like, okay, I got to post. If I can't, you got to think. You know what I'm saying? You got to think when you're running. So that's what I took away from my freshman year. My redshirt freshman year was I can actually play this game because I didn't know like if I was gonna be able to do all that. And then me going in the game, studying my plays, and then having the confidence of knowing that I was gonna catch the ball because I worked on that like every day. Like I didn't have to worry about. Now I had to worry about getting open and making sure I knew my plays. You know what I'm saying? So
absolutely.
After that redshirt freshman year, the game slowed down a little bit, and I was able to. Okay, now I can play now. Okay, now what's the next step? Okay, now I need to learn how to work at the top of my route, how I can get more separation, so I can get the ball and run and get some yak so people can like see this. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, you gotta add something to your game every offseason, man. I'm a fan of that.
Yeah, like you said, getting off your route, perfecting more run blocking for the outside as well, and
Yeah,
stuff
that was
like that.
big. Yeah, that was
Yeah,
big.
especially with the running backs that you guys had, and
Yeah.
Edwin Baker, Le'Veon Bell, those guys, they like to run too. So, I mean,
You're right.
perfecting those outside running blocks to create lanes for those guys was big as well. Like you just touched on it. You were studying the game your freshman year, learning about it. And so the next year, your playing time increased. You saw the field more. You had 4 touchdowns all coming from Kirk. You had Pat Narduzzi as your OC and obviously Coach D as your head coach. Like, what was it like having Kirk as your quarterback as you guys were both in the same, like, grade level or, like, same position, just going from, like, sophomore to junior to seniors and stuff like that? Like, just were you guys, like, hung out all the time, worked out together? Like, how was your relationship like with Kirk Cousins?
Oh man, I think Treadle was the OC, Doozy was the D coordinator. But
Yeah,
yeah. But yeah, Kirk, man, that was my boy, man. Like I said, and also like I said, Kirk can play some basketball. We used to play basketball like off, you know what I'm saying, like on campus with like, like regular students and stuff. Like some guys like me, Mark Dale, Kirk. Shoot, sometimes freshman year it would be Nick Foles. We was all on the same team out there hooping. Like all of us was Greg Jones. We all hooped in high school, so like we could all hoop. So like I respected Kirk in that aspect. Like he could hang out and still and hoop with us and hang and like run the point. If he was a point, he was facilitating. I was okay, Kirk can hoop. But nah, Kirk was a great guy, man. Like I said, even like he would come pick you up. Come take you. Let's go work out. Let's go throw. You know what I'm saying? You need a ride? I'll come pick you up. Like, just that type of guy. A guy on the team, was trying to get Kirk, pick him up, got him groceries. Like, this is like, people don't know about Kirk. Like, this is young Kirk too. Like, this isn't like,
this isn't Vikings Kirk Cousins right
this
now.
This isn't Captain Kirk. None of that. This is redshirt freshman Kirk Cousins. Yeah, this is 19-year-old Kirk Cousins. You know what I'm saying? So
this isn't Outback Bowl Kirk or Redskin Kirk Cousins or Viking Kirk Cousins. This is 19-year-old Kirk Cousins. So that's definitely interesting to hear about Cousins. And
it's a reason, yeah, and it's a reason. Like in 2009, remember that's when Keith Nickel transferred back to Michigan State.
Yep.
He was fighting for his job during training camp. And still was named captain of the team. That's how he was like a leader, just regardless. You know what I'm saying? Like most of the time, if your quarterback fighting for the job, he might not be like the captain in most situations. And he was a sophomore.
Yeah. And that's what Spartan Nation knew, that they had something special brewing for Cousins. And so with that, your junior season, you guys were co-champs of the Big Ten, the school's firsts. The schools of many first Big Ten championships. You guys beat Penn State and Happy Valley. Like, take me through the locker room when you guys won the Big Ten championship that year.
Oh, in Happy Valley?
Yeah, Penn State.
Oh man, that game was so cold. I remember that game. Oh my God, I remember because I don't know. I think I ever told anybody this, but I think I like got hit. And I got concussed and don't even remember like what happened. Like I caught a touchdown and a post in the red zone from Kirk, but the play before I got hit and I had like I got to the sideline after I scored that touchdown. Didn't know I scored. They were like, bro, like I'm talking to my boy Mark Dale. He's like, bro, you good? I'm like, yeah, I think I'm good, bro. He's like, you sure? I was like, yeah, I think so. He's like, you got 2 touchdowns. I was like, I got 2 touchdowns. He's like, oh no, bro, we got it. But it was. I ain't gonna lie, it was one of the. It was. I do remember going back. I had to go and think, but yeah, it was a great time, man. Like that was a great. Kirk was on the money all game. That game was so cold, but like to be in Penn State, the energy was live. Happy Valley is great. That's one of my favorite places to play. Happy Valley and Notre Dame's old stadium.
Yep.
Oh man, the field wasn't very good, but the energy and the atmosphere was just like crazy. Those 2 stadiums,
Happy Valley, the Big House, Columbus,
Yeah, Wisconsin. That's what I'm saying. Big college football is amazing. Like I was telling somebody the other day, like in college, even when I was in the NFL, in college, I played in front of more people when I was 19 years old than I played as a pro. Like,
Right. Yeah.
I'm playing in front of hundreds and thousands of people. Like, that's crazy.
Just in
That's
the
crazy.
stadium alone, you got everybody else outside and in the cities, and
Yeah.
you
And
know,
like people don't get like the college town atmosphere. Like, it's
yeah,
crazy.
and that's
It's
even though Central here we're a mid-American school, we still have that same
still
atmosphere.
like it's still
Yeah,
the atmosphere, it's still the energy that you get. Like, it's a city of your peers, bro. It's crazy.
yeah.
Like, if you,
Like when
like,
Western comes to town, it's kind of like when Michigan comes to town for you Spartans. When Western
yeah,
comes to town for us, it's like, all right, it's rival time. We have to
exactly,
do everything that we can to beat these guys because
exactly.
we don't like them, they don't like us.
Yep,
That's exactly
yep.
how it is.
That's how it is.
So, and then your senior season was not only the best for you stat wise, but the team as a whole, next to the Rose Bowl roster, that roster was probably one of the best rosters in the history of Spartan football. You guys were off to a 5-1 start with wins at Ohio State, beat Michigan at home, and then next came in number 4 Wisconsin with Russell Wilson, and back and forth. You having a touchdown, a 2-point conversion in that game. Now 10 seconds left. You go into the huddle for a last shot at the end zone. What were the conversations like with Cousins in that huddle, getting ready for that? Essentially for Rocket.
Oh man, so basically we lined up, and I think either they called a timeout or we called a timeout. Something happened. It was a dead ball. Something happened, and we were running it to the field, but then they switched it. Coach D and Kirk switched it. They was like, "Nah, let's run it to the boundary," or somebody switched it. I was like, babe, I like that idea too. Let's
Okay.
run it for me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, cool. And so how we have it set up, every team practices this. Like, I don't care what, every team in America at the competitive level practices this during walkthrough every
The
week.
Hail
The
Mary.
Hail Mary. Like, you go through it just in case. You got your
Just in
jump
case.
guy. You got your jump guy, which was Deion Sims.
Yep.
And you got your guy in the back of the end zone in case it goes over. He can catch it or hit it back in, which was me. And then we had Keith Nickel in the front. In case anything came down, he would catch it. If anything, they try to bat it down, he would catch it. So what happened was, boom, we in the huddle, we like Rocket, let's go. Boom, Kirk bought time, boom, rolled out a little bit, launched it. I'm in the back of the end zone, like, man, this is a great ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, wow. And then they had the receiver, it was a Hail Mary, so they put guys that could ball skills and receive, people that could jump. So they put Avadaris in. I remember, I'll never forget. Avadaris, and he was like kind of by Deion, like, because he knew the ball, that's where the ball was going. So I seen Avadaris like jump. I was like, oh shoot, he about to get it. Then I seen him kind of mistime the jump. I was like, bro, in my head, I'm like, damn, that's why you in here. Like, you didn't hear the time to jump up. So he mistimed the jump. I'm like, uh-oh. And I see the ball coming, like it's coming down hard, fast too. I'm like, oh, so I'm thinking it's about to hit his hands. He moves his hands, he mistimes the jump. I'm like, oh, I blinked, the ball hits. I had a Oakley visor on. I tell you, the Oakley visor made it bounce off. If I had like a Nike flat visor on, because the Oakley bubble out, the Nike visors are flat. If I had a flat visor on, that ball might have just went like that. But I had the Oakley on, so it was just like boom,
boom, and right into Keith's hands.
Oops, sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
Right into Keith's hands. Keith is a big, he like led our team in position wise in a lot of like different, strength categories. You know what I'm saying? Bruh. Caught it, had like 2 guys on it, muscled his way across the line. Bruh, the suspense of, I thought I lost the game for it because I was in there to catch the ball. I'm like, oh man, we lost. I'm like, wait, did he catch it? Bro, they said he caught it. It was homecoming. Bro, crowd went crazy. I think he threw a party that night too. Bro, crowd went crazy. Like, yeah, we was at Keith. Everybody was at Keith that night. I remember. Like, that's what was live.
Yeah, even though for me it was such a I was 11 and I just turned 20 2 days ago.
That's crazy. Happy birthday, man.
Thank you. And I just turned 20. That was 9 years ago, and I still remember watching that play. And I'm like, did he get it? I'm like, oh my gosh, it went off of Cunningham's face, and it like did Nickel get across it? We were sitting there live, watching it, and I'm like, please, just call this. I don't want to watch an overtime. I'm like, I don't want to watch an overtime. It's late.
too
I
much.
don't want to watch
It's too much.
It's too much. And they said touchdown. I'm like, I was crying. I was so happy.
Bro, with zeros on the clock, bro. Like, what? Like,
and you guys just beat Russell Wilson in the 4th best team in the country.
They were number 4. Like, that was.
That's
when I knew. Team. Like, that's when I knew. Like, we had it. That team was special. That team was special, and a lot of guys from that Rose Bowl team obviously were on that team. So that's what I'm saying. That team right there, like, yeah, maybe the guys that were on the Rose Bowl team weren't necessarily playing yet, but those guys, they were there, and they witnessed like Trey Waynes and Darquez, like they were I was a starter. You know, he got the scout team. Trey was a little freshman on scout team, like how I was on scout team back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And then all of us, like Benny's, I'll never forget when I got hurt versus Alabama. Benny's first touchdown was versus Alabama in a bowl game. Imagine your first touchdown as a freshman at Michigan State. And again, I don't care what the score is. He got our only touchdown. You know what I'm saying? That's mentally going. That's mentally going like catapult you. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now Benny's with New Orleans.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
and he caught Manning's last pass.
You know, that's what I'm trying to say. Like that stuff doesn't just like. That's how you like special people. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of stuff. Like
everybody on that roster was special. Everybody. And so, but Wisconsin got revenge in that Big Ten championship game, though. But you guys did go on to play Georgia in that famous Outback Bowl that went 3 overtimes, and your final game as a Spartan. What were your thoughts as you arrived in Tampa, and what was Coach D's message to you seniors?
He was like, yo, we arrived in Tampa. It was business. Like, we wasn't there to kick it. Like, we wanted to finish this out. And it was guys, like, even that weren't seniors, like, worthy, like, that knew they were coming out. Like, they knew this was their last game, too. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, Coach D was like, look, y'all started this. No, Michigan State hadn't been to a bowl game in I don't know how long since before y'all got here. So now let's finish it off and finally win one. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, my first year was Coach D's first year. His first year, he went to a bowl game. You know what I'm saying? Not saying we all came and won it for him, but we brought some pedigree into the program. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's basically, he was like, "This y'all got to close it out. Like, this is it. Y'all want to go against a SEC team or one of some of the best ACC teams, some of the best football down south. Like, this is it." Yeah. Like, and then.
So take me through your thoughts on the sideline as Blair Walsh was lining up to kick that field goal to try and force a 4th OT when it was blocked, and you guys won it.
You know what's crazy? Going into the 4th overtime, I knew we were going to win just because how we were acting on the sideline and how they were acting on the sideline. They played a song for – you know, we play music at practice, and I don't know what happened. It was a song. I think it was like that Jay-Z Kanye song. What song is it? Forget it. Anyways, the Jay-Z and Kanye song.
And you guys were hyped. You guys were motivated. You guys,
and the DJ played it. The DJ played it, and we started jumping around and dancing, and they were just on the sideline, just looking at us damn, we got going another overtime. Like, that's when I knew they were defeated. You know, football mental, so I knew they were defeated. So when it came time for the kick, I'm like, man, I don't think he got it, bro. I don't think he got it. But he was a good kicker. But like I said, you can look in somebody's eyes and be like,
it was a good kick.
We got a chance. And that's what I'm saying. It wasn't a confident kick. It wasn't high enough. You got to get some air under that kick.
Oh yeah, with me being a former kicker, I know. Yeah, I know.
And my boy, who was it? Werv, Golston, all them boys in there. Rashad White, all them boys in there. That was one of the most suspense. That was almost up there with the Hail Mary. Waiting to see if it was a touchdown or not. Like,
and you have to throw in little Giants in there too against Notre Dame. You have to throw that one in too.
That's what I'm saying. Coach D went through a lot, man. Coach D went through.
Can't forget that play either.
Man. That play was. I didn't know that play was coming up. I didn't even. I'm on the sideline like, man. I hope we hit this kick. I see Bates pick it up. I said, oh my God.
I think 99.9% of Spartan Nation didn't know that play was coming.
Right. Like, but at least like somebody on the sideline like give me a hint, like, bro, we about to fake this. Like, usually
Talk about
nothing.
faking not only your Notre Dame, but Coach D faked out you guys as well.
Yeah, he faked us out. We thought I was like, man, I hope we make this kick. I just seen Bates pick up the ball. I was like, no way.
Bates,
No way.
yep.
Like, that was
Bates do a
crazy.
perfect pass. Hit him right in
Perfect pass.
stride.
Right
So,
in stride.
so right
Crazy.
before we get to your NFL days, BJ, redo assignment. I've done it with with Darian. I've done it with Benny, with Kyler, all those guys. It's called Rapid Fire 7. Just 7 questions, not kind of football related, not really, just to get to know you a little bit better. So, first one, what was your go-to food during this whole quarantine pandemic?
Oh man, I was cooking a lot, man. So I was trying a whole different stuff. But my favorite food essentially is chicken wings. So I was just whipping up different types of ways to make wings.
Okay. So you obviously went over your favorite play, your favorite plays in your Michigan State career. But if you had to choose just one, which one would it be? Would it be Rocket, Little Giants, Outback?
Rocket.
Rocket.
Yeah, Rocket.
So what was your favorite college town to visit? Like, Big Ten, non-conference, like.
Oh, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to say I like Cal and I like Wisconsin.
Cal in Wisconsin. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So your favorite NFL city to travel to? Favorite NFL town?
Favorite NFL town? I have to say New York.
MetLife. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like New York.
So what is your favorite movie of all time?
Paid in Full.
Okay. Favorite post game meal or snack that you go to after every game?
Go to. Usually to play it safe, I might just have I order a pizza to the crib and just have it waiting on me when I get home. Something.
And finally, in this rapid fire 7 bit, your favorite Canadian city to visit in the CFL?
It's no city better than Montreal. I'll tell you that right now.
Just Montreal.
Toronto's cool. I'll just say Toronto since I'm in Montreal. Toronto. Let's say Toronto.
All right. So BJ, and you were selected in the 6th round of the 2012 draft with the guys, Ryan Tannehill was pick number 8, Lamar Miller's in the middle. Tell us what it was like getting that phone call on draft day.
Oh man, it was amazing, man. It was surreal, man. Like I said, my sister, she was getting her hair done by my mom in the kitchen. She was getting ready for prom. And then, me and my homies, it was 6th round by then. So, I kind of turned it off. I was kind of fed up of watching it. So started watching video games, and then my phone started ringing. And it was a 954 area code, just Fort Lauderdale. And I looked, and my homie looked at me. He was like, well, you better pick that up. So I picked it up. It was like, hey, BJ, this is the GM for the Miami Dolphins. Turn the TV on. I was like, oh, and it was me getting drafted. It was my highlights. My mom going crazy. My sister going crazy. And then my sister, her prom date pulled up. So they're taking pictures. I'm on her prom pictures on the phone, talking to Miami Dolphins, hey, it's crazy. But it was a great feeling. You know what I'm saying? To say, I got drafted, which is cool. It's cool to get drafted, but it was fun, man.
So what did you learn from your time in Miami? Like not only learning from rookies like Ryan Tannehill, and Lamar Miller, but guys like Reggie Bush, Brian Hartline, Rashard Matthews, learning from those veterans of the game. Did you take any tidbits from them, or especially in the receiving core that Miami had? Did you
in Miami
before you went to Philadelphia?
Yeah, in Miami, the only person that I really took tidbits from that I could really see myself taking advice from was Ocho Cinco.
Chad Johnson, yeah.
Yeah. Chad Johnson, like he was as a receiver, like he was a guru, obviously at that.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and so like anything he would say, like as far as football wise, I was soaking it up. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was willing to help. You know what I'm saying? As a rookie, like when you're a rookie, like you're getting drafted to take somebody's spot. You feel what I'm saying? So essentially, some people who are worried about getting their spot taken may not be as open to help you out. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
Chad, he knew he ain't worried about that. He was just like, yo, what I need to do, just what you want to do, like, and I respected that about him. Like so in Miami, I'm actually just have to say him really, like that was a weird situation. Like that whole team, it was like nobody. It was just a whole bunch of just people on the team. It was no leaders on the team when I got there. It was nobody like
Yeah, it was in the middle of
taking.
a culture change.
Yeah, it was crazy. And then like it was crazy was Sherman was the OC. He ended up being my head coach out here. He didn't like me in Miami, but he loved me out here. It was crazy. It was everything full circle.
So like I said, you went from Miami. Now you go to Philly, and you playing guys with with Michael Vick, Sean McCoy, Zach Ertz. You had coaches in Andy Reid for a year. Then you had Chip Kelly. So tell us what was the locker room like with such coaches and such players, because those guys had a lot of experience.
Oh, it was the total opposite. Total opposite. I got to Philadelphia. They had guys like you said. Brandon Graham was already there. I knew him from college. He's the first, mind you. I didn't know Brandon Graham at all. I just knew all the stuff he would say in the media. I thought he was like an asshole, bruh. One of the nicest guys I've ever met in my life. Like I walked in the locker room. First dude to say something to me. Like he remembered me from school. Like he was a few years older than me. You know what I'm saying? So we were playing against each other, so we remembered each other. We was talking. And then I met guys like my first day in Philly, like Deshaun Jackson, you know what I'm saying, befriends me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Jason Avant, I end up on Jason Avant's church league basketball team with him. Like, it was just like Shady's inviting me. I'm playing in LaShawn McCoy's charity softball game. It was like shit like that. Like, it was like college again.
A total 180 compared to Miami.
Total 180. And then it was like, but that's also football is a game of respect. Like, even though I wasn't like physically, y'all can't see me on TV on the field on Sundays balling with them. I was during the week. They saw me on the field. Yeah. So it was like I learned that it's like a game of respect. They still respected me football wise. You know what I'm saying? Not just because I wasn't playing on Sundays every snap with them. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I realized like that's how I was when I was a senior and I was the man in college. Like, okay, these guys are some real ones. I appreciate that, and I always appreciated playing in Philly. That's my favorite. That's who I root for. Like when I watch NFL, like just off of the strength of that's what just my heart goes toward that. That the city was amazing, the fans. Like I said, Avant, D Jack, Vic, LaShawn McCoy, those are like my OGs in Philly. Like got my favorite players. I like watch like Vic and Deshaun Jackson. Those are like some of my favorite players when I grew growing up watching. So like me, I was like, this don't get no better. You know what I'm saying? So like,
and
as far as like,
Philly.
Yeah, exactly. So he's
hurt right now, but
he hurt his hand. But I think he just wanted to end his career in Philly. I think that's what he wanted to do, probably. But you know what I'm saying? Shit, Deshaun older, man. He about what, 35, 36?
Something around there, yeah.
Yeah, like he did his thing, man. He still, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, Philly was great. I'll never take that back. That was Philly.
So looking back, in your NFL career, who do you like still keep in contact that you play with either in Miami or Philadelphia? I assume probably more Philadelphia. You still keep in contact with those guys?
I still keep in contact with Avant a lot. I actually just I played in Chicago right after I left Philly. I actually still talk to B. Marshall. That was my boy. That was my OG too. That's my dog. Brandon Marshall is my boy. Yeah, I talked to him like a week ago. But yeah, mostly just Avant and out of Philly. Yeah, Avant. I talk to Brandon Graham every once in a while. And yeah, B. Marsh. That's about it.
Yeah. And so you made the transition from the NFL going north to the CFL. So I'm sure you get this a lot, but in your opinion, what's the biggest difference between the NFL and the CFL in terms of gameplay?
Oh, gameplay. Well, first off, the field is bigger.
Right. The end
So,
zones are huge. End zones are bigger. The goalpost is
and
in front.
yeah, and the field is wider also, and there's an extra man on the field. And you only got 3 downs, so that first down ain't no mess tricking off on that first down.
Yep.
So I like it because they throw in the ball. I'm a receiver.
Yeah.
The biggest difference is we throw in the ball a lot, and yeah, you can get more. It's just like faster pace for me, like a faster pace, but at the same time, it's like you still got to be precise because you only got a couple downs to make it happen. You know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
but as far the game, I remember my first week up here, I was so tired because all that running you do before the line and doing, I was like, bruh, and the field was bigger. I was like, this is a lot. So I ended up like having to get in a different type of shape out here from the NFL.
To the CFL.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, from the
Yeah.
CFL, NFL to the CFL. So it was just like it was wild, man. But it was fun. It was different, and yeah, I like it. I love it.
And it's so it's such a small world that you played with someone that I interviewed a few months ago, and Stefan Logan, who used to play for Detroit. So I mean, that's awesome that that you both played together and both have been on this show, and it's been fantastic having you both. So I saw a very interesting video of you training on the beaches of Fort Lauderdale. Can you tell me like how that came about and how often do you do that type of training in the off season?
Well, usually that's ever since Miami, that's been my off season home. Like I never really actually like left once I got drafted. I just played on different teams. So like every off season, that's where I would do I'll probably do a beach workout maybe once or twice a week every off season. So like that was for the past. I feel like that's what kept me in the game, honestly. Because it just works on like staying on balance, endurance, knee drive, resistance, all in one. You know what I'm saying? And so if you're doing that a few times a week, like you have no choice but to get better. And I had the CFL like they were doing a little special on guys in the off season, and they were like, yeah, what do you do? I was like, oh, I tried to make it good. I was like, come to the beach, man. We're gonna take y'all through a beach workout. So I just invited some of the homies out, and then we just did a whole little beach workout and took them through it too. It's amazing, bro. But I definitely recommend that athletes if they're going, while you on vacation, just go get a workout in the sand. Bring some cones with you. You know what I'm saying?
Heard it here. So now with everything that's been going on, every league here, with the NFL, NBA, they fell out their protocols, but the CFL decided just to cancel the season this year. So, as in terms of next season, what is where do you stand with Montreal? Are you still with them?
No, actually, I'll be a free agent in February, so my contract will be up, and then I'm gonna test the water, see what's up, see what we got.
Test the waters and still hopefully continue to play CFL football, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
That's excellent to hear. Well, BJ, that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the show. And we really appreciate it. Another Spartan, as always. Well, I love the Spartan dogs, interviewing them. So I hope you had a good time, and hope that we could stay in touch, and hopefully hopefully you get a new home. Hopefully you stay in Montreal, but hopefully with the CFL, once 2021 gets underway, we can have you back and discuss your campaign.
Yeah, that'd be great, man. Thanks for having me on here, man. I'll never forget. I never got my rematch, man. 2009 versus you guys. I did get my rematch, but that was a crazy game. 2009, you guys beat us. I'll never forget that game either, man.
Yeah.
Hats off to you. I see that flag in the background. I had to say something. Got my revenge my senior year, but that don't count. Y'all had Lefevre and AB. I wanted y'all then, but
yep, Lefevre got inducted into the Ring of Fame here at Central. So he
was up in Montreal before he got injured right before I got up here. It was crazy.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
Just
small world, bro. Small world.
And we're scheduled to play each other again in 2023. So we got a 3-year deal. Every matchup's in East Lansing, so it'll definitely be interesting.
Bet. Nice, bro. Thanks for having me on, bro. I appreciate it.
Thank you, BJ. I will send you the link to the show once it's up tomorrow, and so you can post it on your social media and stuff like that.
Perfect. Thanks a lot, man.
Excellent. Thank you so much, BJ. Have a great day.
All right. You too.
Man, what a fantastic interview. I know it's been a while since we've been off, but BJ Cunningham, of course, he had to, you say, got his revenge his senior year against Central. But just hearing about his times with Kirk Cousins that you don't hear about in today's media before he was Captain Kirk of Michigan State, then to the Redskins, and then to the Vikings, where he currently is now. You don't hear about that, hearing about what went on in those plays of Little Giant, Rocket, the Outback Bowl, plays that defined Spartan football and paved the way for the Rose Bowl and future, for that future with other guys that we've interviewed, such as Benny, Darian, Kyler, all those guys. So thank you for tuning in as always. I hope to keep getting more interviews and stuff like that. College has been nuts. But until we meet again, apologies to Vikings quarterback Kirk Cousins. We ran out of time. And also apologies to Lions punter Jack Fox. We ran out of time as well. So figure it's a new punter. We already got Sam. Why not start with Jack? So until we meet again, as always, keep it fresh.